is on frustration. So I'm trying to, let's get mellow. I've got my incense burning here. I need things to help me sometimes mellow. It's my environment sometimes. I've had a bad day, something's happened, or I'm not feeling good, or it can be a combination of things that neurologically, psychologically have affected me. I'm having some issues. I'm having some problems today. So practicing couldn't be good because of the healing aspect. Maybe I've got my healing chords going, those really nice C major sevens that I've taught you, and those minor nines, and some of those beautiful healing chords. They help. They help ease the frustration out when you can play something that sounds nice and it sounds good. Sometimes we might have a physical issue. Okay, it's like if I show a beginning student the D chord, and of course I'd say the finger placement, everything next to the fret, make it look like a triangle. Well, maybe you're having an issue with that. You can't get one note, or it's not happening. Well, we have to analyze it. Maybe your fingernails are too long. Maybe you're not able to get the tip of that finger down there. So maybe there's an issue with the physical part here. Not always the mental part, it can be the physical. Can I get all those little D chords out? But I have to analyze how can I do it? Maybe it's wrist position. Maybe my wrist can't be like this. It has to be backed off a little bit. So it could be positioning. It can be a physical thing. I have to analyze where is the problem coming from. If I change my wrist structure here, positioning, maybe that helps. Maybe that does it. Maybe that nail being trimmed. Okay? Maybe I'm not even strumming right. Maybe I'm not getting that, I'm not getting that strum good, So I have to get each note. So I have to analyze what's going on. Why isn't that chord sounding as it should? So, frustration. I don't want you to have a meltdown. It's not worth it. You should get up and do something else maybe. Or find another guitar exercise to do to mellow you down. And it might be those nice mellow chords. Like I said, the major 7 chords. That big mellow 9. Ooh. These might be healing chords. Or it might just be doing something simple like working on maybe one note, maybe working on your right hand picking to mellow you down, okay? There's some little exercise that you've done that you like. Frustration is a natural emotion of life. We all get there. But there's all kinds of ways to deal with it. We have to learn how to deal with it. We can't let it get the best of us. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'm not saying we have to use the psychic or supernatural. I'm saying we use science. We use the science of psychology and neurology to find a way to mellow us down, to work on something, learn how to practice without getting frustrated. We have to work on this. We have to practice doing that. We have to find a way. Where there is a will, there's a way. Yes. So, analyzing concepts, of what could the problem be? The science of my fingers. If it's a chord I'm having an issue with, well, why am I having trouble with this? I have to look at my hand. I have to study it. I have to maybe break the chord down into a smaller chord. Maybe it's just these 3 notes. And then I add 4 notes. Then I add my 3rd finger. Then I build the big bar chord. Maybe I have to build it. But I have to look at positioning of my arm, my hand, my fingers, my fingertips. Lot to look at here. So I have to get good at doing that and analyzing where a problem may be. If it's a riff I'm playing, where's the problem? Is it, picking? Is it my picking? Or is it in my fingers or positioning? Ba-ba-da-da-da. Can I sing it? Da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. Vibratos. I got to work on these things. I have to challenge myself. So you have to be consistent. You can't just, put it away and go, well, I hope I can do it someday. Well, no, you find ways to keep coming back and working at it. And maybe as your guitar teacher, I can help you personally, give you some ideas. And that's what, of course, the Patreon, you can contact me when you're subscribed to me, and I'll answer your questions or our video lessons. It's easy for me to see what's going on. I can help you analyze. But if you don't have me there with you, then you have to do your best to analyze, what is my problem? What is my issue here? Learning how to learn, analyzing concepts. So sometimes you have to simplify and you have to extract the technique or skill. You have to extract it. I'm playing a song and every time I get to that one, I miss that. I hit there. Where is my problem? I have to just work on maybe just doing that. Maybe it's the hammer of that chord that it just never sounds right. It's never good. Well, I have to extract that and work on it. So there's always things. There's the physical and then there's the mental. They're both a challenge. We have to develop the physical and mental to master a technique or skill. Very important. So, it may be a riff, it may be a chord, it may be a rhythm that you're working on, it may be a scale, an arpeggio maybe, or a progression that you're working on. Every time you get to that certain chord there, well, maybe you need to back up and work on just that chord for a while, and then the chord before it and the chord after it, and just kind of make up your own little exercise to help you. And maybe sometimes that works. So there's a concept for you. You got to meet the challenge. Because when you get it, it's going to be great. It's going to be part of your technique. If you master it and get it really good, the next time that riff or chord or whatever it is comes along again, you'll have it down. And that's the way to do it. You keep building. You keep adding more skills and techniques to your style and your learning and your abilities. It's the art of learning. We can't get frustrated. We have to get out of that meltdown, breakdown mind thing, and we have to go, let's analyze what's going on. Let's mellow out. And maybe we have to leave it alone for a minute, but we come back to it and we find another way to work on it. You can have a little bit of humor sometimes. You got to laugh at yourself a little bit, Don't go biting your guitar. Don't do that. But you got to have a little, you got to sacrifice a little bit. They say no pain, no gain, So sometimes those fingers have to hurt for a while until you figure out what it is. And maybe that chord will always hurt when you play it, but you play it nice every time. So there's always trade-offs, okay? Frustration, if you get upset, you should stop and you got to figure out what's going on, okay? You don't keep working on frustration, going with frustration. You got to have a restart. Restart with a new attitude. There you go. Remove the stress. Play some healing chords, maybe. Develop. You want to have a mellow down practice or a mellow down healing to get out that frustration. Then you come back and you work on it. You define what's going on and how can I fix this? And use the science with the mental and the physical, and you'll start finding ways to get out of frustration, and you'll never get frustrated again once you learn the techniques. So here we go. I'm going to do more on this in the future on the Patreon site. If you become a subscriber to my Patreon, Guitar Zone, there's going to be more videos that I will give you about frustration and dealing with this and ideas for you and the healing chords. There's just all kinds of things to help you. And if you have remote or private lessons with me, like I said, I can actually see what you're doing and help you. But you're also welcome to write me, blog me, and I'll try to help you. Where there's a will, there's a way. I Guarantee it. It's just not worth getting frustrated. That's negative poison. Don't go there. Okay? There's a better way to do it. So once again, thanks for coming by the Guitar Zone. And no frustration. Don't go there. Nah, don't do it.